All right, what's up, everyone? This is a new episode of Sports Harder coming to you live on this Thursday night football evening. I am your host, Maddie Lukewarm Ice, and as always, my co-host is Chris the Gorilla Binder.
What's
And with the
up?
NFL season starting, we got good old America back here, ready to start the NFL picks from the very beginning instead of mid-season. And starting
And the
with
dab.
Bravo.
Back, baby. I'm back.
The podcast has gone up a notch now that you're here. I love it. All right. Second for me. All right, perfect. So, as we were saying, Thursday night football season opener of the NFL did commence tonight. The Super Bowl defending champion Rams versus the Super Bowl favorite Buffalo Bills, because everyone is on that hype train as of current, and they kind of proved that tonight with the game. So, a big blowout. The first the halftime, it was 10-10. It was looking like we had a chance, and then the Bills came out in the second half and was just like, nope. Like Josh Allen was like, I'm just going to take over this game. My wide receivers can't catch the ball without it being intercepted, so I'm just gonna run it and give it to Stephon Diggs and call it good. So they end up winning the game 31-10. Matthew Stafford had, I think, 3 picks in the game, was not looking good at all either, looked very rusty. And then the defense, obviously couldn't hold out the whole entire time as well for that either. So basically, the Buffalo Bills came in, ruined the Rams ceremony with the Super Bowl banner and everything. We'll kind of get your guys' what you guys thought about the game, what you guys kind of noticed the most out of it. Obviously, I'm sad that this is the first time under Sean McVay that we haven't won the season opener, which is crazy. So, let's start off with Chris. So, Chris, I know you didn't get to watch much of the game, probably because of bowling, but
Yeah. So I didn't really, but it was funny because like they come out and they score and it was 17-10, and I was like, oh, okay. I go up, throw a couple frames, look up, and it's 31-10. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
That's pretty much how it went for everybody.
So it wasn't really paying attention to the game. I did see that beautiful Gabriel Davis catch for the touchdown, so that was kind of cool. Picked him up on fantasy in like 2 of my leagues, so I knew he was a good pickup.
There you go. Larry, did you get to watch most of the game?
I watched the whole thing. It was amazing. Odell holding the trophy and then celebrating with Von Miller after the game. Who knows? Odell might be going to Buffalo. We'll see how that works out. I feel like it was a statement win, but I'm just not sold on the Bills. I'm just not. Like, they're a phenomenal regular season team, but every time Josh Allen has had the chance to advance in the playoffs, he blows it every time.
Yeah, he didn't blow it last year, dude.
Fair enough.
Coin flip blew it.
Well, the defense is actually what blew it. 13 seconds seemed to be a whole lot of time, for Pat Mahomes apparently, and most men out there, myself included. The best part of the entire game was Derrick Henry somehow was quarterbacking for the Bills at one point and just stiff-armed the shit out of dude. I mean, that was, where the hell did Josh Allen come from? I guess it's that Wyoming, that corn-fed boys just out there just stiff-arming people, I guess. But I don't know. It was a very interesting game, and it was a little disappointing because it's the first game of the season. I thought it would be a lot more. But the Bills did get me a bunch of fantasy points on defense, so, I'm not too mad about it.
The Rams got me some points on defense, too.
Did
Just
they?
Interceptions and fumble recovery.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say the Rams defense did do pretty well despite the score, but I think the offense kind of was what let down. Too many turnovers. Our defense was getting tired, at that point, because the defense was bailing us out a lot in the first half. And then
that game should have been over in the first half.
Was that?
That game should have been over in the first half. That game was a lot closer than it should have been. Buffalo should have. The Rams defense is what kept you in the game as long as it did, but that Buffalo offense was just cooking.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is Josh Allen being a mobile quarterback, like you said, and having that strength to be able to do the stiff arm like he did, which was pretty nasty. And it was one of those things where obviously disappointing as a Rams fan. I got some people messaging me on my phone saying, "Oh, well, I guess Matthew Stafford realized he's not a good quarterback like everyone thought he was," and oh, you guys got lucky in the Super Bowl last year, apparently. And so getting all the fun messages already after week one. Apparently the Rams are one and done after the first game of the season. The only thing that gives me hope is, we got 16 other games. So, we can only hope that we learn and grow and get better from here. I was disappointed in Allen Robinson. I thought he would have a great connection with Matthew Stafford, but obviously that connection is not there yet. So it might be more games built up before that connection gets any good. I was talking to Larry while we were waiting to get ready for the podcast, and I think announcers are so funny, but I can't stand Chris Collinsworth. He just bugs the hell out of me as an announcer, and he's sitting there talking in the fourth quarter. Obviously we've lost, there's not enough time to be able to catch back up, and he's just doing analytical stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, well obviously Matthew Stafford is missing Odell because Cooper Kupp, everyone's focused on Cooper Kupp, and so it's going to be hard to get the ball to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp still had 13 catches for 128 yards and a touchdown. Like, why are you
Cup
talking
still
out of
went
your
off.
Yeah, like it makes no sense to me. Just because the Rams lost the game doesn't mean that all of a sudden Cooper Kupp isn't, as of effective. He was just as effective as he was last season. He's picking up right where he left off. So I just think it's funny if the team loses, they all of a sudden can say crap like that, and it just makes me mad. It's like don't talk out of your butt like that. Like,
You act like that's new though. That's happened to the Rams. That's been the Rams MO for years. When they came back to LA with Goff and went to the Super Bowl, same thing. I mean, nobody thought the Rams were going to be in the Super Bowl. The Rams being a good team, people will always hate on the Rams because they're the Rams.
I did get a lot of love while I was out and about today, because I had the day off of work, and I had like 3 or 4 people, because I was wearing my Rams stuff, say, yeah, go Rams and stuff like that. So I thought it was funny. Didn't normally get that, but I got a lot of that today as I was like, going out and doing stuff. So I just thought that was funny.
Fucking bandwagon fans.
Right.
That's all it was. Huh?
They're Bills Mafia now.
Right.
Right after that game, yeah. And it's just funny that the Rams stadium still fills up with opposing teams' fans. There's a lot of Bills fans there.
It's California, man.
Well, I mean, and people like to vacation in LA, so that makes sense. If you want to go to see a game, why not go to LA, and why not go to a brand new stadium? And it's one of those things. With the NFL picks, we didn't get to do it live on here for this game, but I had picked the Rams, obviously, because I never pick against them. Chris picked the Bills, and then Larry picked the Rams with me. So Chris is officially ahead of us by whopping 1.
I don't give a shit. I'm still up.
Hey, 1-0. That's a good record.
I'm 1-0 right now.
Just quit,
like the
dude.
Bills.
Just quit, bro.
Just quit now, right? Yeah, just take
Undefeated.
the W. Undefeated, yeah, exactly. So yeah, with fantasy football, with tonight's game, a lot of points for Cooper Kupp. So I'm glad Larry traded me Cooper. I got some good points for him, and who knows, he might get loads of points with Devontae and Kamara, and then it'd be an even trade at that point. And then we'll see how Josh Jacobs does for me as well in his game.
He's out for the rest of the season.
Who, Josh Jacobs?
Yeah,
Probably. And I'm a Raiders fan.
I would laugh so hard. I'd feel like kind of bad, then I'd just get over it. But
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't have to face him. But then you got to deal with Zamir White.
I'm not worried about no rookie trash.
Dude, that dude is a monster. He was running people over in preseason.
Listen,
Dude,
catch
he
me on
ran over the
Madden.
Patriots'
My
first team
creative
defense.
player on Madden is way better than this dude.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense. I would hope so. It was interesting for the Rams tonight. Cam Akers didn't touch the ball hardly ever. It was Daryl Henderson
Because they were behind.
But they were just using Henderson. I don't know if they were worried because Akers was coming off of like a quad injury or something, their hamstring or something like that. Maybe they just didn't want to push it. I don't know. And then Van Jefferson wasn't able to play. He was ruled out as well, which is kind of our deep threat guy, which would have helped. And then I'm trying to think for other fantasy things. The Rams defense, even though 31 points, they still got a lot of points for getting all those turnovers. And then, of course, the Bills defense holding the Rams to 10 and then getting all those turnovers as well. But, yeah, I think that's about it for that. Usually when we're doing these, we have more games to talk about and go over. But since this was the first game of the season, we don't really have anything else to talk about when it comes to that, unless there's some other insights that you guys are wanting to point out for it.
Matt Stafford did not look good tonight.
The Rams did not look good tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's hard when Von Miller is like on your ass like the whole game. So
just big plays. That play to Gabriel Davis for the tutty, and then that deep bomb to Stephon Diggs. I mean, Jalen Ramsey in 65 games gave up no touchdowns. Was his record. I believe it was 65 straight with no touchdowns. Almost his entire career, basically. But now, in the last 6 games, he's given up, I think it was the last 4 games, he's given up 6 touchdowns and 300 yards to receivers. So
he's definitely lost a step.
Has he lost a couple, or just, I mean, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he bounces back. I do like Troy Hill being back for the Rams, though. Troy Hill coming back, him going to Cleveland, he kind of had a bomb. He didn't have a great season. Coming back with the Rams, I think he's ready to play. But the Rams have a lot.
He had a pick in the game. He had an INT. So
he had a nice pick.
Mm-hmm.
Both the interceptions from Josh Allen today were not Josh Allen's fault. Neither one of those interceptions were his fault. The one off of Isaiah McKenzie, which was it Bobby Wagner who intercepted the ball?
No, I think it was Lewis.
Is that who it was? Pulled it right out of his hands. Same thing. Troy Hill pulled the other one right out of his hands. I mean, you can't blame. I think interceptions, if they go off the receiver, should not go against the quarterback.
If they're an easily catchable ball.
Well, yes. I mean, the wide receivers, each receiver had it. McKenzie had the ball in his hands, and it got ripped out of there, and they called it a pick. That's not against Josh Allen. That's a fumble. The ball was juggling around, but that's one thing that really bothers me about the NFL, that the receiver should have caught it, and it's now the quarterback's fault for a pick. Other than that, I felt like Josh Allen played really well. I just personally don't think Josh Allen is the guy to get him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if he keeps it up at this rate, though, he'll probably be MVP, because it's, one of those things where MVP, obviously a quarterback-driven league, but also, like I said, everyone's on the hype train for the Bills, and all they did was talk about Josh Allen and how well he did in the playoffs last year. Like, they just kept on bringing that up and talking about that the whole time, so I think everyone's just all about him this year. And, if he keeps playing like this, then yeah, obviously that's what it's going to be. He can't keep on running the ball like he is, though, because he was getting smashed on a lot of plays. And if he wants to try to stay healthy, I don't think it would be a good idea for him to keep the ball on the quarterback option so many times. But I mean, he's young, and I guess he can take it, but I would be wary if I was the offensive coordinator. I'd be like, listen, dude, you need to hand the ball off to the running back a couple times instead of keeping it yourself.
The problem is their running backs are not exactly reliable.
Well, didn't you see? Oh, you didn't, obviously. Sorry, but at the end of the game, they were saying the stats, and they said Josh Allen was their leading rusher in the game.
Yeah,
Which is most games though with the Bills. I mean, you got Singletary and and Moss. I mean, I root for Zach Moss just because he's a Ute. He's from Utah. He played for the Utes, so I mean, I'm going to root for the boy. I think he has the potential, but the Bills' offense is not a running offense. It's not designed to have running backs. They can get rid of the running backs and be completely fine with how much Josh Allen runs the ball and how much they actually hand the ball off. He's throwing the ball 25 times a game, handing it off 5 or 6 times a game. Like, it's just not. It's hard for a running back to get into any sort of groove or momentum when they hardly get to touch the ball. And when you got somebody like Josh Allen, who is a monster of a guy who gets hit hard, eventually it's going to take a toll on him. I don't give a shit how young he is. Eventually he's going to get hurt. It's inevitable.
like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, he got hurt. And
No,
they had
yeah.
to play Tyler Huntley, you know. Another Utah
Huntley's
guy.
not a bad option.
No, he
Yeah.
played decent. He played
He
good.
played pretty well. He was a really good he was really safe with the ball. Let's just say that. He didn't throw a lot of picks, you know. He was a good game manager.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he did in Utah too. Like, he was a really good game manager in Utah.
Yeah. Straight up.
Cool. So what we can do then, I guess we can move into the picks of the week, and then we can do college football, because college football has started and the new AP polls came out the other day. So we can go over that as well and how we feel about the, top 10, top 4, whatnot. But we'll since we started off with NFL game, we'll go into the picks of the week and go ahead and get that taken care of, because it does take a little bit longer now that we got 3 of us. So I guess are we going to do the same intro as we used to do before for NFL picks of the week? Like,
We really need to get a damn recording, man.
I think it was Larry who would get like the flashlight and be like, who would do that, and it would just be you dancing like in the background. But I would always do the picks of the week, NFL picks of the week.
You get the flashlight.
Picks, NFL picks, NFL picks, NFL picks of the week. We get to bring out the upset and lock again. We haven't seen this for a while. Oh, it's coming back into play.
And I'm sorry, guys, I don't have the papers showing that I don't have the team insignias because I moved and they're packed somewhere. So I apologize. We will have them next week.
Talk about dropping the ball, huh?
Fumble. Okay, so I'm going to go off of what it has on ESPN for the games and how they're lined up. So the first game is going to be, and we'll have to base off locks. Well, locks we don't really have to base off of record, but upsets we'll have to base on records from last season. So that'll determine who's an upset pick until we get a couple more weeks into the season to be able to determine it. So the first matchup is the Steelers and the Bengals. They're playing in Cincinnati, I'm assuming, because it's showing them as the second. Yeah, they're the home team. So Bengals home team against the Steelers. Chris was our NFL Picks of the Week champion from last season. He has the pop that we'll now have as a tradition for whoever wins gets to have that and keep that. So Larry now is in the mix and in the running to be able to get that. So since you were the champion, do you want to receive or defer?
I'm going to defer.
Who are you deferring to?
L'America.
Oh, we're going to start the season off with America. All right, Steelers and Bengals.
Cincinnati.
Going Cincinnati. All right, I like it.
Who's the dude? Who's the guy? Is it Rudolph that's starting?
Nope.
Trubisky.
Trubisky is starting.
And I just don't think Trubisky's the guy.
Nah, they'll put the rookie in like mid-season. Give it like 4 or 5 games, and then they'll put the rookie in.
See,
Pickett.
I'll let you pick.
Oh,
Before I
you're gonna let me
Yeah.
pick?
Before I
Okay.
talk, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well. They got a lot of momentum and they got the fuel from losing the Super Bowl. So I think they'll start the season off strong. And their offensive line has been revamped for sure to help protect Joe Burrow. And if he was doing as well as he was with that crappy offensive line, I could only imagine that he would do that much better with a good offensive line. So
If he's
go
not getting
Bengals.
sacked 52 times a season.
Right.
So
To stay healthy, getting hit that much though.
right. So I have to. My pick is I'm going to lock in the Bengals.
Oh,
Throwing
he
the
always
lock
does
in.
this every year. First pick.
I do.
First pick. Lock
But
it in.
discussing that, I have to disagree, Larry, about Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, okay.
I think Mitch Trubisky has the potential to be a damn good quarterback in the league. I don't think he's gotten the right chance. He hasn't. I mean, he played for a shitty ass Bears team. And then he goes to the Bills and backs up Josh Allen. So he never really got a chance there. I don't think the Steelers are the team for him. I agree that Kenny Pickett is going to end up being in and finishing out the season. But I feel like Mitch Trubisky is a damn good quarterback. He's very underrated. Like the dude walked into the Bears team with a shitty ass team and was able to win games.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let you know that that's fine. Justin Fields won games with the Bears. Kyle
Not
Orton,
really.
Jay Cutler. We can go on a
Huh.
list of all the quarterbacks that have played with the Bears for the last 6 years, and ain't none of them done anything. I will give you he backed up Josh Allen. I just think Mitch Trubisky is overhyped. He's overrated. He's not the guy to get it done. You have no weapons. You have Chase Claypool and Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. If he couldn't do well when he was
Deontay
in
Harris.
Chicago, he's got nothing in Pittsburgh. He might win 2 or 3 games. I think the Steelers are going to start the season 0-4, 0-5 before they win. Trubisky will be benched halfway through the season, quarter way through the season. He'll be benched. Kenny Pickett will come in. He's going to suck it up too. The Steelers are in a rebuilding stage. They don't know what to do with themselves. They figure, let's bring in a vet, not Mason Rudolph, because the dude gets hit in the head with helmets. Let's bring in somebody who hasn't been hit in the head with the helmet. With their own helmet, I should say. Not even just getting in the helmet. He got hit in the head with his own helmet. So you bring in, Trubisky, somebody who's been in the league for a little bit. Pickett can sit behind him and learn from him. Learn from Rudolph, who arguably learned from one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He might get a shot, 6 games into the season. I just don't think Trubisky's that guy. If Trubisky is the guy who hasn't gotten a fair shot, then so is Drew Lock and Tim Tebow.
I 100% agree. Not Tim Tebow. Fuck Tim Tebow. He's terrible.
Whoa.
The only thing, there was 2 things Tim Tebow was good at. Two. That's it. The jump pass
Mile
and
High
running.
City Magic, baby.
And running. That was it.
Does he have to do anything else? You kidding me? Greatest pass in the world. Overtime, playoffs. Here, let me just break down. You can say all you want about Tebow. Dude's got more wins in the playoffs than the Raiders have had in the last 15 years.
Well, yeah, the Raiders haven't won in 15 years.
Tim
They haven't won in 20 years.
Has more playoff wins than the Raiders.
But that was due to the defense and honestly how good the Broncos were. They complimented Tim Tebow, but Tim Tebow was not a good quarterback. I'm sorry.
Tim Tebow got Troy Polamalu to jump on a play action to hit Demaryius Thomas on a crossing route for an 80-yard score. Tim Tebow got one of the greatest safeties in the NFL to bite on a play action. I mean, the dude is a shitty quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but you got to be kidding. You got Polamalu, then beats the Steelers on a crossing route to DT. Come on, dude. Give them it.
But Demaryius Thomas,
credit, bro.
Demaryius Thomas is one of the best receivers to ever play the game.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And he had Tim Tebow as a quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he also had Peyton Manning as a quarterback too, and he shined like a motherfucker with Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Like he showed just how good he was. DT, rest in peace. You know, I
No,
hate
Tebow's
the
not a good
Broncos.
quarterback.
You know that, but I have
we
mad
will-
respect for DT.
We will definitely talk about how, all I got the one play, dude. Beat Pittsburgh. And the fact that he's got more wins than the Raiders.
But this is what I'll say. I think Matt Ryan retires after this year. And I
Agreed.
think Mitch Trubisky ends up in the Colts.
Ooh, I like that.
And I think Mitch Trubisky actually shows how good he is with the Colts. He doesn't do shit with the Steelers. I agree with you. He's not the guy for the Steelers. But he hasn't got a fair shot, and I think the Colts are the ones that are going to give him that fair shot. And I think when he gets that shot with the Colts, he's going to be money. Not going to win a Super Bowl. I don't think he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. But he's definitely he's a playoff caliber quarterback.
All right, I'll give you that. Matt Ryan will actually go to Washington, though.
Probably.
And Carson
he'll
Wentz
retire.
will go to Atlanta. It's going to be a revolving circle.
So after the first game of that lovely rant, let's move on to the second pick.
Sorry,
which is going to be so Larry picked first on that one. So do you want it to go to Chris or me?
Oh, well, just this guy.
So me.
Yeah.
Okay.
No? When you pointed at me.
No, to Matt.
On
Yeah,
my screen, it's me.
Yeah,
Well, fix your screen then, Chris, because on my
Matt's down there.
bottom, it's me, Matt, you.
All right.
It's me, Larry, Matt.
Oh my gosh, it's all out of whack. So
Let me rearrange this.
Can you rearrange them?
The next game is going to be the Ravens versus the Jets, playing on the Jets or the home team.
And Zach Wilson is out.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. Joe Flacco gets the start for the Jets. And
They're playing the Ravens?
The Ravens, yeah. So a proving year for Lamar Jackson, who's trying to get that big contract.
This is the last year of his rookie.
Yep.
I thought he's been in the league longer than that.
No,
I didn't even realize this was the last year of his rookie contract.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Ravens on this one. Sorry, Flacco. Yeah, you used to play for the Ravens, but that's not gonna help you in this situation. the Jets are still the Jets, and yes, they got some good draft picks, but that's not gonna turn that team around for anything. It's the culture. The culture is always gonna keep that team down. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
So, I was hyped up on Breece Hall coming to the Jets. I was really hyped up on him. I was like, this guy's a damn good runner. He'll be a beast for the team. And then in preseason against second team defenses, he was averaging 2.7 yards a carry. That's terrible. So I'm going to up. No, I'm just kidding. Ravens.
Yeah, no, the Ravens.
Ravens.
I like Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Jets. I think the dude is a baller. I think he's a very good guy.
Smart.
Nobody's ever said anything bad about him. He's been in the league for a long time. But unfortunately, the Jets are just going to jet, dude. That's just how they are. And Flacco, he won a Super Bowl. Good job. You got paid a bunch of money to do nothing. You went to Denver and you got replaced by Drew Lock, which is.
And Denver paid him a shit ton of money too.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. And then he went to the Jets and he was with Denver, I think, one season, and he played 4 games. He started 4 games. Made $50 million. So, fuck Flacco.
So
Ravens for sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So next game, the Jaguars and the newly Washington Commanders playing in Washington.
And I get to pick first. I'm going to take the upset on this and take the Jags. with ETN coming out of the backfield. You know, they upped their defense, they upped their offensive line, they upped their receiving core. Like, I don't know why they think Christian Kirk is a number one when he's always been a slot receiver, but you know, they've got some speed and they've got some hands. Christian Kirk is a decent receiver. He was always overshadowed by Larry Fitzgerald and then by whatever the fuck his name is.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Hopkins, yeah, D-Hop. I always forget him because
Not to get confused with IHOP.
Right. It's a dick hop. No, I'm just going to say this really quick. I think DeAndre Hopkins has the potential to be the best receiver in the league. He was at one time the best receiver in the league, but the last 2 years have shown that he's fallen off a lot. Getting suspended, getting injured, like not playing games. We'll see what he does later in the season. But I don't think he's even in the talk anymore. But going back to this game, I'm taking that upset, and I think the Jaguars are going to start out the season 1-0 for the first time in a long time.
All right, Larry.
Take the Commanders. Got a badass name.
Yeah, but they got Carson Wentz, Mr. I'm going to throw the ball this way.
Look, man, I don't hate on Carson Wentz. Actually, I think Carson Wentz is actually a decent quarterback. I don't think he's as horrible as everybody says. He got dealt. You gave him one season to come into a new system that he's never played in. He plays one season with the Colts, and then you just trade him. Very few quarterbacks come in after nobody's Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Like, you're not going to get these guys. Who knows? Russell Wilson might turn out to be phenomenal in Denver. Who knows? But very rare do quarterbacks go. Look at Brett Favre, perfect example. Leaves Green Bay, has a good season in Minnesota, shit the bed the rest of his career. Went to the Jets, shit the bed with the Jets. The problem with Carson Wentz is he hasn't given a fair shot. And if Nick Foles is his backup, he's going to get hurt, and Foles is going to take it to the Super Bowl. But I don't know. You take Wentz out, put some Heineke in there, give me some Heineken Light, dude. Shit. And Riverboat Ron. I'm all about it, dude. Let's go Commanders.
I mean, I love Terry Mack. Scary Terry, man.
Well, yeah, Chase Young just got hurt, which coaches are pretty mad about that. So, second year coming in, you get hurt doing some off-season workouts. He was at I think he was at J.J. Watt's camp, and he ended up getting injured, and I think he's probably going to get fined from his team for that. But
oh, that's always good. Let's see. This one I'm kind of torn on just because I feel like the Jags did improve some stuff. I like the Doug Peterson as the head coach. I think he's a really good coach, to be honest. And you know, but the Commanders, they do have a lot of upside with some of their players.
They're in the worst division in football.
They are. Well, they're going to be at the bottom. They're going to be one of the bad teams, but I think I might go Jags on this one. I'll go Jags and see how Trevor Lawrence does against somewhat not that great of a defense. So I'll go Jags and agree with Chris. Alrighty, so next matchup is the Saints versus the Falcons playing in Atlanta.
So home game for the Saints.
So for this, who is it Larry's turn to start off?
Larry, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's the Saints. Jameis Winston, say what you want about the fella, but name another quarterback who's going to throw 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 41 interceptions in a season. He's just the guy to do it. I mean, that's just a phenomenal stat line when you really break it down. I think Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas is coming off his ACL injury.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, I mean, like
Chris
right now the
Olave.
Saints look really good. Their offense looks phenomenal. Jameis has got a lot of weapons. You can never count out the run game with them. And then you got the defense on the other side. Cam Jordan is a monster of a man. The dude he's a grinder. I mean, Cam Jordan is one of the top defensive linemen in the league, has been since he's been in the league. I don't really think that Atlanta is going to do anything, especially with who's their quarterback now?
Marcus Mariota.
Mariota. Mariota proved he wasn't shit Tennessee. He backed up Derek Carr. And now he's getting the start with Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't really have anybody on their team anymore. Their defense is deflated. Their offense has been gutted. I'd be surprised.
Out.
Yeah, if Atlanta could win more than 4 games this year, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, definitely. So who's it go to next?
You.
Me.
You.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
You got
Saints
him,
as
right?
well. The guy on the right.
Oh, that's me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one as well. Yeah. For all the reasons I was gonna bring up were those as well. So yeah.
Same. I think the Falcons will be the worst team in the league, and they'll get the number 1 draft pick this year.
Ooh, competing against the Jags and the Jets for the worst team in the league?
No, it'll be the Falcons, the Texans, and the Jets.
Seahawks. Seahawks are gonna be.
No, I don't think the Seahawks will be bad.
It'll be all right.
Nah,
They're gonna be last place in their division, that's for sure.
Yeah. But I think Geno Smith makes it 2 games and then they bench his ass.
For Drew Lock, baby.
For Drew Lock.
There you go. All right. Speaking of my division, next matchup is the 49ers versus the Bears, playing in Chicago. Chicago, I saw the other day recently announced that they're going to build a new stadium as well. It's going to be indoor. So
they're going to get rid of Soldier Field. That shit's been around since like the 50s.
It's one of the oldest stadiums in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yep. So let's see who I start this one, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. As much as it pains me to ever pick the 49ers, they're playing the Bears. So I have to pick the 49ers.
The Bears.
The Bears. Trey Lance, this will be a great gimme game for him to be able to start warming up until they start playing real teams. So this will give him some confidence. There we go. Confidence booster game for Trey Lance for sure. So yeah, definitely going with the 49ers.
But is it a trap game?
It is not.
Are you sure? Justin Fields came out and said, I'm going to make the 49ers regret taking Trey Lance over me.
Oh my God. Of course he does, because he just freaking runs his mouth. He got his own head coach fired. I don't want to hear it. Freaking Justin Fields can suck it. So
tell us how you really feel, Matt.
Jesus.
We know you're not a Justin Fields fan now. That's clear. All right. Tweet the Matt says.
I don't want to hear it. You said F you to Joe Flacco. You're giving me crap over saying to Justin Fields to suck it.
Yeah, Flacco made $50 million off of his team for playing 4 games.
For 4 games of $50 million. Any person who does that, fuck them. Straight up. You play
I'm not making $50 million for going and playing 4 games.
I'll go play 4 games for 50. I'll give you a half a seat. I'll give you at least 5. Do it for 5 mil. Like shit.
Right.
I
do it for vet minimum, dude. 2.5.
Yeah. Sign me up.
All right, Chris.
I think with the gutted defense, Roquan Smith not wanting to play, Akeem Hicks not there, Khalil Mack not there, I don't think they have enough to stop all of the weapons on the 49ers. So I'm taking the 49ers.
Smart
yeah,
man.
I mean that. Yeah, and fuck Justin Fields. Let's go Trey Lance, baby. Let's go Niners. Bang, bang, Niner game. Niner gang, whatever it is, whatever they say.
No,
right.
There's just nobody in Chicago anymore, and it's kind of upsetting because Chicago had a lot of good people that they just let go. A lot of people I've been seeing are putting the Niners going to the Super Bowl. I don't know who these people are, what kind of drugs they're on. I mean, I would take some. but there's no way the Niners make it to the Super Bowl. I personally think Lance plays a few games, maybe half the season. Garoppolo is going to be starting eventually this season. There's no way you're paying that guy this much money to sit on your bench.
6.5. They restructured his contract.
Oh, did they?
Yep,
Yeah.
he's making 6.5 to back them up, to back up Trey
terrible.
Lance. And like Shanahan came out and said, this is Trey's team. And Trey Lance was pissed that they brought Garoppolo back.
I get that. Well,
Nobody wanted him. They couldn't get rid of him, so.
And nobody wants him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's not good.
Well, I will disagree and say that Garoppolo, when the one season he played healthy, he went to the Super Bowl.
And how many yards did he throw for?
Like I said, when he was healthy, he went to the Super Bowl.
And how many yards did he throw for?
I don't know if you're not hearing me. All I know is when he was healthy, he went to the Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl on the back of a fucking ridiculous defense.
This running squad. Yeah.
And a running game.
Were incredible.
Yeah,
but
their running game was insane.
You notice but I will say when Garoppolo when he needed to throw the ball, he was making good passes. His biggest problem is you paid this guy a bunch of money to be hurt almost his entire career. His biggest downfall, what really screwed Jimmy G, was when he traded to the Niners from the Patriots. He said, better than Tom Brady, and I'm going to show you. And the rest of the season, he was injured and missed 7 games. So,
yeah,
he's better than Tom Brady at being hurt. That's about all he's got going for him.
Alrighty. Next game is the Eagles versus the Hard Knocks Detroit Lions, playing in Detroit. And what, Chris gets to start with this one?
Eagles.
Going Eagles.
Upset alert. Detroit.
Oh no! Upset alert!
Dude, their head coach, he makes me a lion. I don't know his name. I can't think of his name for some reason. But that dude, he just makes me so pumped for football.
Who? Oh, the coach?
The coach for Detroit. And I like Amon St. Brown. I like
DeAndre Swift.
TJ Hawkinson. Like, they got a decent squad. They just have Jared
Goff.
So, yeah, I'm taking Detroit, though.
All right, dang. I agree. I'm going to go with Eagles because I predicted on the last podcast that they're winning the division, not the Cowboys. So I got them taking the division this year. So going with the Eagles on this one. All right. Next matchup is the Patriots versus the Dolphins playing in Miami.
That's going to be a great game. I'm really hoping that's a great game. Because didn't Tua back up Mac Jones?
No.
In Alabama.
Did not play for Alabama?
Yeah, in Alabama,
no.
Yeah,
Mac Jones backed up Tua. Other way around.
Is it flipped?
Yeah, because Tua has been in the league longer.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be I really hope it's a phenomenal game. God, I hate the Patriots. I mean, I got to just take the Dolphins just because of just pure hatred for the Patriots. I was watching highlights. I will say this. I mean, the Dolphins look good. The addition of Tyreek Hill. I was watching some plays with Tyreek. He looks slow. I was watching some of his practice, during his camp, and I was watching some film on him. And his first step, he was very Devontae Adams like on that first step. Like, you didn't know what he was going to do. But I feel like Tyreek has become so predictable that people were able. I mean, he was making great catches. The dude's fucking 5'1" and is out jumping 7 feet tall people. The dude is a phenomenal receiver, but I feel like his speed and I don't know if he was hurt or what's going on, but I don't think he's going to have that great of a season. Also, because I don't think Tua is anywhere near the caliber Mahomes is. But the Dolphins got this game. I hope it goes in like 17 overtimes.
That's 0-0.
Yeah, that'd be so great.
Oh my gosh. I think I get to pick next. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on this one as well. I think with all their new additions and everything, they're gonna be. Again on the last podcast, I predicted that they would make it to the playoffs. They didn't make it last year, but I think they get in as a wild card this year. So
I think they might win that division.
not against the Bills, they won't.
Oh, that's right. They're in the same. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Scratch that. Second place in the division.
Yep. This one I struggle because yes, the Dolphins made a lot of upgrades. You know, they got Raheem Mostert in that backfield. Raheem Mostert is a monster running back. But my opinion, and it's only my opinion, you don't have to agree. I don't give a shit if you agree, but it's my opinion. Mac Jones is exponentially a better quarterback than Tua. Exponentially.
I don't know how to respond to that, but I'm going to agree with you.
But the problem is Tua has more weapons than Mac does. Miami's defense is better than the Patriots this year. So I have to take Miami.
Oh, clean
Miami's
sweep.
gonna Miami,
Taking
though.
Miami.
Huh?
The Miami's usually going to Miami. That's the only thing you got to look out for.
I think they'll do good in the beginning of the season.
Be all
And
right.
that's it.
Alrighty, so everyone clean sweep on that one. Next matchup is the Cleveland Browns versus the Carolina Panthers playing in Carolina. I think it's my first pick, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So with this one, I'm gonna go with the upset alert. I'm
really
so
think Cleveland?
angry. Upset. Going with the Panthers because the
that's
Browns had a better record than the Panthers last year.
Did they really? I thought they had like a same record. Like
Pretty sure.
6-11 or something like that.
Pretty sure it was. It
They
was.
both sucked.
I mean,
Oh yeah. Never mind. The Panthers were Sam Darnold led, so yeah, they definitely had a worse record.
So yeah, gonna go with the Panthers. I think Baker Mayfield balls out. He's not gonna ball out in very many games, that's for sure. But I think this one he has the chip on his shoulder. He has some good weapons. And Deshaun's not starting. Deshaun was starting. Maybe then I would give it to the Browns, but I'm gonna say playing on the road, playing in Carolina, that the Panthers take it and get the upset.
I don't think Matt Rule is going to make the same mistake he made last year, and that's run the ball down the throat with Christian McCaffrey and get him injured. I don't think he's willing to make that mistake again because he knows how valuable Christian McCaffrey is. McCaffrey still gets 15 touches a game, but he's not going to get 25 touches a game like he has been.
You can't.
That being said, I still think the Panthers win this game. I don't think the Browns have enough to stop them. They don't have a good receiving core. Who's their starting quarterback again?
Oh,
Isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember. He was a dude that was the third. Jacoby Brissett.
yeah,
Is that it?
Brissett, yeah.
Brissett's the quarterback for the Browns?
Yeah, he's Deshaun Watson's backup.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like they'd be better pressed to bring Josh McCown back in.
Yeah.
Or try to get the beard back, Fitzpatrick. Say, hey, come play 11 games for us and then retire. But yeah, Panthers are going to take this game all day. They have more weapons. They have a better defense. I think Jeremy Chin has an amazing freaking year this year. I think he really steps up for the Panthers defense and has an amazing year.
All right, Larry.
It's just hard. It's a hard game because it's Baker Mayfield versus Jacoby Brissett. And so that's just what makes it difficult. But I think the Panthers are going to win by 3. I don't see it being a very. It'll be a football game, so I'll watch it. But I could give a shit less. I like McCaffrey. I think he's going to get hurt again because that just seems to be his MO now. Plays a couple games and he's injured for the rest of the year.
Him and Saquon Barkley, man.
Yep.
All the freaking potential in the world, but their
Can't
team
stay healthy.
they're workhorses. That's
So,
what they
yeah, we'll
became,
take that.
and it just
We'll go with the Panthers, I guess.
Clean sweep again, 2 in a row. All right, next one is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Texans, playing at the Texans. So
that's
who's
my
it,
pick,
Chris
Colts.
now?
Like
Colts.
no, Colts.
Colts.
Texans are going to be the second worst team in the league.
If not the worst team in the league.
Nope, that's the Falcons.
They'll do worse.
Lock it. Cha-ching. Colts locking that. Done deal. Easiest lock in
3
history.
in a row. Clean sweeps.
All right. And so now my upset and lock I did back to back. You have yours done. I think Larry's only done a upset. So he still has his lock.
Yeah, he picked the damn Lions.
All right. Next matchup is the New York Giants versus the Tennessee Titans playing in Tennessee. And it is Larry's start.
Everybody knows it's the Giants are going to win this game. Danny Dimes, baby. Let's go Titans.
Why?
Titans got it all day.
Oh
I thought you were
Titans
serious
lose.
for a minute. I was like,
If the
I
Titans
don't think we can be
lose to
friends anymore.
Danny Dimes and the Giants, they should just quit football.
Oh
They
my
should just
gosh.
quit for the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm definitely going
Saquon gets
with
hurt.
Titans.
Don't put that out there.
Saquon's going to get hurt on the third play of the game,
The first one, he's not even in it. He's on the bench and he gets hurt somehow.
right? He stood up too fast.
He was getting some Gatorade and he tripped over the towel boy and the ACL tore.
Oh my gosh.
Out for the season. I'm sorry, Saquon. If you ever watch this,
Move.
I'm sorry. But dude, you're injury prone.
All right.
I'm going with you guys.
The Titan. Everybody picks
Yeah.
Titans.
Derrick Henry's coming back, and he's got a chip on his shoulder.
It's 4 straight. I don't like agreeing with you guys. Give me one I could disagree with you on.
This
be the
one will
next
probably.
one.
This one I was gonna say maybe. Next one is the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings playing in Minnesota.
Ooh. And I pick, or
Right.
Matt, you pick first.
Yep.
I pick first. I said that the Packers weren't going to win the division this year, and I think the Vikings are going to take it. They have a lot more star power, especially on offense. So I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think they start off strong.
I think Justin Jefferson gets locked down. Jair Alexander comes back.
Dang.
I think
right.
Justin Jefferson gets locked down. He gets 2 catches for 25 yards. That's it. I think the Packers take this.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing at Aaron Rodgers' home. The home game for the Packers.
No, that's Soldier Field. Oh, no, he owns the people at Soldier Field.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
owns the people at Soldier Field. He owns Viking Stadium.
Yeah.
Apparently he owns some weird shit. But no, yeah. As much as I'm going to disagree with the Justin Jefferson thing. He's going to have a tutty, probably 80 yards. The dude's just too good to not do that. But the Packers are going to win this all day. It's Aaron Rodgers against the Vikings, and for some reason, the Vikings will always figure out a way to lose to Aaron Rodgers.
The only time they won was when Anthony Barr hit that dirty ass hit on Aaron Rodgers and broke his collarbone.
Yeah. Also, Aaron Rodgers has been doing ayahuasca, so he's all drugged out. He's going to just be all zen the whole season and stop being an asshole to people, apparently.
You know, that really explains the whole relax statement that he made a couple years back.
Oh my gosh.
He really, like this year, he's been like super vocal about his ayahuasca trips. It's pretty crazy.
Alrighty. Next matchup is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals playing in Arizona. And who is it? Larry?
Me.
starts?
No, it's me.
You? Okay.
So this one's tough because I hate the Chiefs, and I think they really regressed this year. Like Juju Smith-Schuster is their number one. Like Juju's a decent receiver when he keeps his fucking mouth shut. Like when he shuts up, he's actually not a bad receiver. He was a good number 2. Good shit. But behind Antonio Brown, he was a decent receiver. When they put him to number 1, he was garbage, and he's the number 1 receiver for the Chiefs. McCole Hardman can't hold on to a ball. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not a good running back. Jerick McKinnon is a decent running back when he stays healthy. And it's always Pat Mahomes. Like, as much as I hate that guy, it's always Pat Mahomes.
And Travis Kelce.
But I think the Cardinals and Kyler Murray do enough to beat them.
All right. Fair enough. Larry?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really disagree with much of what you said. I think as far as teams rebuilding in the offseason, the Chiefs did the opposite. One thing I'm definitely not looking forward to is Juju and Mini Mahomes TikToking together.
I got kicked off the recording.
That's not going to be fun.
I'm back in. I don't know how long. I don't know how long I was kicked off. I just happened to look over at my phone. It says you're about to start recording. Sorry.
But yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Yep, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well. I think I think they take it. So
I just
More
need
picks
James
for me to
Conner to
beat
have
you
a nice
guys.
game. That's all I care about. James Conner and Pat Mahomes. Conner, give me a couple tutties. Mahomes, give me a couple tutties. It's a great day for my fantasy squads.
all right, next game is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the LA Chargers playing in LA.
Fucking hope the Raiders win this goddamn game.
I'm tired of Chargers fans, dude.
I hate it. Yes. I hate it. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. I will not take that away. Keenan Allen, he's amazing. The Chargers are a good squad, but the fans have made me despise them and everything they are. If the Raiders lose this game, I swear to God, Chris, they should quit football.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, just quit. I also need Devontae Adams to put up points. So it's the other reason why I'm taking the Raiders too. I just think the Raiders are a better team, personally. I think Herbert. The only thing that changes this game is I know the Chargers have made some really good offseason moves. The biggest one, I guess,
J.C. Jackson's probably not going to play, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Khalil Mack and is it Joey Bosa? That's going to be a very long game for Carr, mainly because the O-line of the Raiders is just trash. But for some reason, Herbo will always find a way to lose. But the only thing he's got this year in this game is the fact that he's heard it for the whole offseason. You asked and prayed for a tie game. Your coach screwed you out of a win, and you prayed and prayed that you were going to tie a football game. In my opinion, I lost a lot of respect for the guy because no true competitor would ever hope your game ends in a tie. Regardless of the outcome, regardless if you both make the playoffs or not, no real competitor ever hopes for a tie. And the fact that he said that and wanted that, lost a lot of respect for the guy. I hope he gets wrecked, and I hope the Raiders just walk all over the Chargers.
I think it's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be close like it was in that overtime game last season. The Raiders have, some more weapons to be able to work with this time, to be able to help make it where it doesn't get to that point. So I'm going to go with the Raiders.
I'm looking something up really quick.
He's not looking up his pick because we already know who he's going to pick. So
No, I'm trying to figure out Mhm. Keenan Allen has never had a touchdown against Rock Ya-Sin.
That's
The
embarrassing.
cornerback. The
That's-
cornerback that the Raiders traded Yannick Ngakoue for the Colts. He's
Yes.
never had a touchdown against Rock Ya-Sin.
Wow.
And Rock Ya-Sin is going to be covering him. J.C. Jackson is out of the game. Colton Miller will shut down either Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa, whoever's on that side. Colton Miller is an amazing left tackle. Our question mark is our right tackle. We have Jermaine Illuminor, who comes from the Patriots, who actually wasn't terrible. Played pretty well in preseason, has looked really good in like OTAs and everything. He's looked damn good and solid. Is he the answer? Probably not. Carr's going to get sacked for sure, but so is Herbert. Dude, he's got Chandler Jones and Max Crosby rushing him. You know, and then you got Denzel Perriman like sliding around in the middle linebacker position. Like that dude's a monster. He had 157 tackles last year. Like he led the league in tackles last year.
Could have been
That's
158, but really slacked off.
That's insane. That's an insane number.
That actually is for a linebacker, for any player on the defense. My body hurts thinking about hitting people that many times.
157 tackles, like holy shit.
Yeah.
But the big stat that stands out to me is that Keenan Allen's never scored a touchdown against Rock Ya-Sin. And now we're putting Nate Hobbs on the outside too, and Anthony Averett out there. Like the Raiders made some upgrades. The Chargers did too. And I am so fucking tired of Chargers fans. Like this thing popped up. One of my friends posted it and said, "What team jersey would you never be caught dead wearing?" And I commented in it. I was like, it used to be the Broncos, because I've always hated the Broncos. Like I've always had a hatred for the Broncos. But because of the way the fans are now, it's the Chargers. Like I cannot handle it. All the Chargers fans think that Justin Herbert is a second coming of like fucking Joe Montana, and he's not. He's good. He's damn good. But Austin Eckler, not a good running back. I'm sorry. He is not the best running back in the league. And I'm taking Vegas, obviously, Raiders fan, duh. But, dude, I'm so tired of Chargers fans.
Duh.
Well, we shall see with that game. So clean sweep. 2 more games left. We got the Sunday night matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait, this was the opening game last year.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys almost beat the Bucs?
Almost, yeah. Came down to a field goal.
Whoa.
So,
whose pick is it? I think it's yours, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I can go. It's no problem. I think
because Larry went first on the Raiders game, right?
Sure.
I'll go with the Bucks. Yeah, I think they'll win again. They have a lot of weapons, and like I said, I don't think the Cowboys have enough to be able to do it. They don't have Amari Cooper anymore. I really think it's funny that everyone is on the CeeDee Lamb like bandwagon, thinking he's going to blow up and just be this awesome number 1 wide receiver. What's his name? Michael Irving is like, all praising him so much and saying like how he's going to blow up this year and stuff like that. And he loves them. And, he talked about how much he loved them when they were on Hard Knocks last year. I don't think he's that great, to be honest. And I think being a number 1 wide receiver, since Amari Cooper isn't out there, is not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think he's really going to produce this year like everyone thinks he is. And then I think Julio Jones could have a big game being with Tom Brady now. So yeah, going with the Bucks.
I'm going to say I think CeeDee Lamb was the best receiver to come out of that class.
Absolutely.
that class was Justin Jefferson, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs.
If you go
I-
college, absolutely. Best
Yeah.
receiver come out of that class. Stat-wise in the NFL,
Pros, Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson's shown more than any other receiver in the league. But
Yeah.
I don't think CeeDee Lamb's a number one receiver. I agree with you there. And who's their other receiver? Michael Gallup, who's a beast as a number 3 receiver.
Yep. No,
I don't know how he'll do as a number 2.
Yep.
And he's definitely not a number 1.
Yep.
I
The
think
team of
this is the
Juju
reckoning.
Smith-Schusters. That's what it is.
I think this is the year of the reckoning of Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott completely falls off, and people are like, oh shit, he really wasn't that good. But yeah, you can't go against Brady and the Bucs with the Cowboys. Like, Brady's just the perfect game manager. That's why he's the GOAT. You know, I think Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I really do. I think Peyton Manning was a way better quarterback than Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady just had the teams around him to actually win Super Bowls. You know, Peyton Manning really didn't until he went to Denver. Like, he did win one with the Colts, but when he won one with the Colts, they had 21st ranked defense.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's never had less than a 15th ranked defense. So, I mean, Tom Brady's always had the help. Peyton Manning didn't always have the help. So, but you still can't go against him when he's playing Dak Prescott.
There you go.
So he's got Prescott's number.
All right, Larry.
Yeah, the Bucs. I mean, I disagree with the Dak Prescott thing. I think Kellen Moore as the OC has shown that he is more than capable of figuring out how to. He was a pretty good quarterback at Boise State. Obviously, he played with Dallas for. He was a backup on Dallas. Now he's their. I believe he was the quarterback's coach. Now he's the offensive coordinator. And I think he will always find a way to keep Dak Prescott relevant. And I think Dak will still kill you on yards, especially when you think Zeke hasn't been the running back he's supposed to be since he got paid. And you're throwing the ball 30 times a game, you're going to put up big numbers. It's just inevitable. Brady, I think, has the best receiving core he has ever had in his entire career in the NFL. He has never had a team that is this fucking good on both sides of the ball. I don't think there's very few quarterbacks that have had the people that Tom Brady now has.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So clean sweep going with the Bucs. All right, last game is the Monday night game. So it's going to be the Denver Broncos versus the Seattle Seahawks.
Unfortunately, since I'm first pick, I cannot stick with what I did 2 years ago, and that was never pick the Broncos, because I don't think the Seahawks have enough to beat the Broncos this year. I think the Broncos got this.
All right.
Well, lock it in.
I figured it's the last game, so
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and lock it to win this game.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
It's going to be sad if you lock it in and Drew Lock fucks you up.
You know what? No, I wish Drew Lock nothing but the best. I really do. I've said it before. He was dealt a shitty hand. You got drafted by a coach who did nothing but talk shit on you your entire career and didn't want to help you because you couldn't come in and be a Josh Allen. Josh Allen's first year in the NFL was dog shit, and it is what it is. You paid Russell Wilson did very good by his contract. He has made it very clear that he wants to play in Denver for a while. He wants to finish his career here. Do I think we're going to go to the Super Bowl? Absolutely fucking not. No way. Would I be? I'd be surprised if we did, but yeah, no. There's no way Seattle wins this game. DK Metcalf is going to have the worst year of his entire career, and he's going to leave Seattle and he's going to be in Denver next year. We're going to trade Jerry Jeudy to Seattle for DK Metcalf. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. On the Sports Harder podcast, Jerry Jeudy and a first-round draft pick goes to Seattle for DK Metcalf.
Oh my gosh. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna pick the Broncos
Would I be
as
wrong?
well. You are wrong. I'm gonna pick the Broncos. Yeah, for all those reasons, and I will repeat and make myself very clear for when we have to rewind the tape and watch this at the end of the season that the Seahawks will be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't agree with me, but it'll happen.
I don't see them being a good team. There's no way Seattle comes out as a good team. You're playing in one of the hardest divisions in football. You got 3 potential playoffs in your division. The only reason why the Seahawks would be good is because the NFC sucks dick. The NFC is trash.
I said that they're not one of the worst teams. I didn't say they were going to win anything. But I've already listed my 3 worst teams. I think the Giants are going to be in there as one of the worst teams.
Seattle's a bottom 5 team.
I would say they're a bottom 7 team.
When we do our top 5, bottom 5, and we start doing that again, yeah, they're going to be in that category.
I don't think so. I think they win 6 games this year. I do. I think they win 6 games.
And that's what it takes to be a good team in the NFC.
No, not a good team. I never said they'd be a good team. I just said they're not in the bottom 5. Don't get my words twisted here. I never said they're good.
Bottom 5.
Bottom 7.
They'll be in my bottom 5 all year. Count
That's fair. I would not disagree with that.
We will see. I see them winning. When I see the bottom 5 teams, none of the bottom 5 teams that I see win more than 3 games. They may win 4 at most.
That's
and
fair.
I see the Seahawks winning 6.
Oh, God damn.
You guys
It's
are
late,
cray-cray.
fellas.
It is.
Yeah, it's freaking late, man.
Yeah, I know. What's wrong with you guys?
Bowling.
All right, cool. So college football is starting.
Yep, we're gonna wrap things up real quick with that. We had some games that have already happened in college football. As of right now, the latest AP poll has Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, Michigan 4, and then Clemson 5, Texas A&M 6, Oklahoma 7, Notre Dame 8, Baylor 9, and USC 10. And to be honest, I think people need to look out for USC. I think they could make the college football playoffs this year if they win the Pac-12 and they keep up the momentum. The Utes dropped to 13 after losing to the Florida Gators, which the Florida Gators quarterback did a nasty pump fake.
That was dirty.
Yeah, to freaking do the 2-point conversion to go up, and it was like, yeah, he did like a 360 like in the air like pump fake, and then like spun around, and then wide open guy in the corner, like it was bad, and it's one of those things where I think that's going to help Florida apparently, because now everyone's on the Florida hype train. They jumped up to 12th on the AP poll. So interestingly enough, before we get into how we feel about the top 4, because the top 4 make the playoffs, as you know, they recently announced that it'll be top 8,
12. It'll be a 12-team playoff.
12-team playoff, yeah. It's starting in 2026. I think it was 2026.
It was.
Okay.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years, fellas.
I think expanding the college football playoff is a good idea. Expanding it to 12 I think is getting kind of you're getting slim pickings, you know, and a lot of people are saying like, well, if Alabama's just going to smash the 12th ranked team, like why does the 12th ranked team need to be in a playoff, you know? If you
Because
just
of
know that
Boise
Alabama's
State
gonna smash
beat
them.
Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, and that's the reason why all this.
So did
shit-
Utah.
Yeah, but Boise State game, Boise State had no business playing against Alabama.
That's what everybody said about Utah.
Yeah, but Utah, yes, but ever since that Boise State game, they restructured how they do the polls and how they do the rankings and everything. But yeah, Alabama, I hope they lose by the worst team in college football playoffs, and I hope they get absolutely fucking wrecked. Is it Nick Saban? Is that the head coach, Nick Saban?
Yeah,
Yeah.
still.
Oh, I want to punch him in the mouth. There's just something about Nick Saban. Every time I see him, I just want to deliver one of those right to his suck hole.
Well, it'll be interesting. They had Clemson in at number 4 originally to start the season, to start the first game. Clemson did not look that good, and they were playing against an easy Georgia Tech team for the first week, and like they didn't look that great, and so they dropped them to 5. They dropped them out and put Michigan in there instead. Um, to be honest, I can see Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State staying where they're at the whole season, and then it's just going to be who gets in at number 4, like who's going to get the last spot.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
You think Notre Dame?
That's who I'm rooting for. I'd love to see them in there.
I want to see
I don't-
USC in there, to be honest. Like I'm kind of rooting for them.
I'm rooting
But-
for A&M.
A&M might be good to see in there, you know?
My father-in-law's alma mater, so
Fair enough. So the top 4 is always interesting, and how do you really decide? Other than obviously a college football team always has to be undefeated most of the time, or if anything, a 1 loss.
Or they have to be Alabama.
Yeah, I was gonna say
All they have to do is be Alabama, and you're in the top 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just a given when it comes to that. So we'll keep an eye on the season. Alabama plays Texas this weekend. They're trying to hype that up. Texas unfortunately hasn't been relevant since Vince Young. So
I
it's
was
just
thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So I think it's just funny that they're trying to hype it up. It's just like Alabama's gonna roll them like any other.
Like they did Utah State.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't a game. That was a massacre. Like that was a killing.
Alabama could have put in their 3rd string and destroyed Utah State. That's how bad that game was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But then Georgia beating the shit out of Oregon, that was fun to watch.
That was the only game that was like ranked people that was really going to be interesting. But like you said, Georgia kind of just beat on them as well. Yeah, I don't see too many teams being able to try to compete for the top 4. So I just think it's interesting that it'll be, like I said, the top 12. I just think that's too many teams. And, you got the whole like, well, UCF was like undefeated and they didn't get a chance. So a team like that will be able to get in. And it's just like, I don't think UCF would have done anything like if they played in Alabama or if they played like a Georgia or Ohio State. Like I think they would have gotten beaten like any of the other teams. So I think record and stuff like that, and just expanding it just to give these other other colleges a chance. Once in a blue moon does like a team like Boise State, like you said, or whatever, or Utah beat an Alabama. It doesn't happen very often. 9 out of 10 times Alabama's going to win. So it's just like, do they really want to just risk that, 0.1% chance that a team like that might beat Alabama just to get more ratings or whatever, or just get more spots? I don't know. I think they could have expanded it to maybe like 6 or 8 or something like that, but 12 just seems like too many.
See, we've had this discussion many times on this podcast about expanding the college football playoffs. you and I have had this discussion many, many times.
Yeah.
You always said 6 to 8 teams. I always said 10 to 12. Because put those teams in there, give them a chance to beat Alabama. Because if you knock Alabama out of the playoffs, you basically won. Like, even if you don't win the national championship, you knocked
true.
Alabama out of the playoffs. That is something to hold your fucking head high.
Yeah.
Because Alabama is in the playoffs every year, no matter how they do. They had 2 losses, and they were ahead of teams that had 0 losses like 2 years ago and still made it into the playoffs. Like, they lost to Clemson. But come on, man. Like, really? They shouldn't even been in the top 4 because they had 2 losses. But because it's Alabama, they were in.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. Alrighty, well, awesome. Well, that's our little tidbit for college football. Like I said, the only big games are going to be, let's see, yeah, because Ohio State's playing Arkansas State, so that's not going to be anything. Georgia's playing freaking Samford. Who the hell is Samford? So like, that's another easy gimme game. USC Stanford should be good. Again, like I said, watch out for USC. I feel like they could move up pretty quickly. Your Notre Dame is playing Marshall. Let's see, Clemson's playing Furman. So number 20 Kentucky is playing number 12 Florida. And then number 21 BYU is playing number 9 Baylor. So there's not really too many games that are gonna shock the world. I think that's gonna be like normal blowouts like usual. they're friggin' Georgia's playing Samford. Who the heck is Samford? Like, they just gonna freaking roll.
Are they even a Division I team?
I don't know. The Utes are playing Southern Utah.
So it's just like, oh my gosh, like, who does the schedule?
That
Like
is
college
the Utes,
football, like
the Utes' next game is Southern Utah University.
why can't college football teams play like harder other college football teams? Like, I don't know why they had to have these games like Utah State and Alabama where it's 56-0. Like,
Hey, they're playing Georgia, right?
yeah.
So it's the Bulldogs versus the Bulldogs.
There
I'm
can
looking
only
up
be
Samford
one.
right now. Trying to see if they're actually Division I. They are Division I.
In the SEC, dude.
Terrible.
No, they're the Southern Conference. They're not the Southeast Conference. They're just a Southern Conference, but they are Division I football.
Huh.
Well, they're gonna get annihilated. So have fun watching that game, Georgia fans. Alrighty, well, we will continue doing our picks of the week for next week. We'll do our top 5, bottom 5. We'll start getting into that. Continue doing fantasy football stuff. We'll go over our records in our fantasy football league, and we'll go over some of those matchups and some of the players that stood out and did well, maybe some people to pick up. College football will continue on that, and then once it gets closer and closer to Major League Baseball for postseason, obviously talking about that, push for the wild card and different things like that. So a lot of fun stuff to cover, a lot of fun stuff to keep on going over. We'll end the show as always with our hashtags. So hashtag
Earl Thomas still not signed.
Yeah.
He's in jail.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No.
Hashtag free Earl Thomas.
Just to get signed.
Hashtag free Earl Thomas.
Where is Earl Thomas III now? Holy shit, he was arrested
on a
in
felony
May.
charge. I told you, dude.
In May.
Yeah. Anyways, though, 30 for 30 Florida Gators. Let's get that going
Yep.
on, you know?
Yeah, we've been doing that without you. We've had to keep that going.
Appreciate
Yep,
you.
It's what the 09 Florida Gators
Is it? I think so.
or 06.
Hashtag,
It's the Tim Tebow Florida Gators.
yeah, what's that movie? Hashtag Longest Yard with Brittany Griner and Earl Thomas.
And Henry Ruggs.
Oh, man.
Oh gosh.
And Damon Arnett.
Jeez.
And then we'll continue rooting for Judge for the Yankees to get to 60. So we'll still do our hashtag for
Where's
Judge for
he
60.
at, you know?
I think he's at like 52 or something like that, 53. I know he's in the 50s now.
55.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He'll get it in the next 4 games.
Is it 50? Dude, we haven't seen a 55 home runs in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Remember back in the day when it was like Griffey and Frank Thomas and like
Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds. The
this was
steroid
before Mark
era of
McGuire.
baseball.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I miss those days, man. Watching long balls all the time. Like
Bring
that was
back
amazing.
the steroid era. That's all I'm saying.
Griffey never did steroids.
Okay, McGuire and Bonds did. Duh.
Yeah, so did Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
But you got to give it up for Griffey, man. That dude never did steroids, and he had the cleanest swing in baseball, man.
I
Loved
agree.
watching him hit.
this is true. Alrighty, well, cool. Until next time, same place. We always appreciate it. The Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, all the major podcast areas. Listen, see our lovely faces on YouTube if you want to. Make your own judgment if they're lovely or not. That's fine. we're biased, but yeah, just you can view us on YouTube. Like, share, comment. Any comments or anything like that are posted on our Facebook page or on YouTube, like we will talk about them. We'll give you a shout out. So always comment and let us know how you feel, and then we'll let
Really
you
quick
know how
shout
we
out.
feel about it.
Really quick shout out. Want to shout out our buddies over at Real Fans Football Talk. All right, they're doing a podcast. They got a few episodes up. Go give them a listen as well. We're trying to get a collaboration together with them so we can all get together on one podcast for each of us, one for us, one for them. So yeah, make sure you go check them out too. Real Fans Football Talk.
Definitely, for sure. I'm excited for when we get to do that. So that'll be fun, something to look forward to. All right. Well, appreciate it, guys. And like I said, we shall catch you on the flip side.
Later.
Peace.